Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing today. We got a whole lot of news to cover, so I thought, why not just do it all in one big live stream again? The first thing we got to cover today is Benny Johnson just shared this about an hour or two ago. But something happened in the halls of Congress today, and Representative Nancy Mace, Representative Anna Paulina Luna from her district in Florida, a couple other conservatives were essentially going after the mayors of sanctuary cities and bashing them for, rightfully so, all the things they have let happen. All the hard R's, all the crimes, the vandalism, the home invasions, them giving them more loans. Like, I remember California giving the illegal immigrants home loans, and they weren't even citizens. When was the last time you heard of the government giving home loans out to citizens for free? Just for breathing air. Never, right? But I do remember California doing that. I should probably pull that up at some point. I might do that here at the end of this live stream. I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, a lot of hypocrisy. And essentially what was being said today was just trying to humiliate them. And it was good. However, the way Representative Nancy Mace goes after them is a bit, well, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to interpret it on your own. Let's just get right into it.
Working to harm the American people you represent. You all have blood on your hands. I'm going to ask a series of yes or no questions today, and I would like to remind all of you, you are under oath. I only want a yes or a no to my questions. My first question, do you acknowledge breaking into our country is a crime? Mayor.
Now, here's the problem with this is if you've ever been in a room of law, a court of law, you'll know prosecutors will try to do every single thing they can to make you look bad. And one of the things they love to absolutely do is put you on the stand, have you testify, and then ask you yes or no questions. And the reason why they like to do this is because they will purposely warp their question into such a way to where they know you have to say yes, but by saying yes, you also insinuate self-guilt and you insinuate other things by admitting yes. So they kind of like ask you a question they already know the answer to and then latch something else onto it, some other insinuation or some sort of something they're trying to point you towards without really saying it, some sort of like passive aggressive approach, right? And they give you the truth, and so you have to say yes, but you're also saying yes to what they latch onto that. It's kind of like what politicians do with bills, right? They meat pack them. They know they're gonna pass, and so they put their own bullshit and their own agendas and their own spins and twists on everything, right? And then what do you know? It gets passed because, of course, it has to get passed. And then now their shit is also true. But was it really true to begin with? You know what I mean? It's a sort of fucked up legal tactic. It's lawfare at its best. And I know it when I see it. And seeing that and her attitude, the passive aggressiveness, sort of, I'm gonna try to embarrass you. Like, you can tell what her agenda is before she even starts. Like, the point I would like to make here today is in the realm of politics, especially in such a time of division, when we need unity. Yes, embarrassing them for what they've done, but also why don't we just bring charges against them? Why do we have to make a public debacle out of this? There's more I want to say, but I feel like I've been rambling on, so let's just watch a little bit, and then I'll pause again and ramble on some more, okay?
Adams, yes or no? Do you acknowledge breaking into our country is a crime?
I acknowledge.
Yes or no?
I acknowledge.
Okay, Honorable.
See, so he wants to clarify his stance, but he can't. I've been there. I know what that's like.
Johnson, he's not going to answer the question. Yes or no? Is breaking into our country against the law? Yes or no?
Depends how you cross the border.
Okay.
That's true. I mean, well, when you put it like that, that is true. If you're crossing the border through the checkpoints, then no, it's not illegal. You're crossing it over the wall or trying to dig under the wall, or you're going through that pass in Texas. I think it's called El Paso. I'm probably wrong, but you remember how Biden purposely left Trump's wall unfinished and they were all flooding that little, like, it's a hill and then a river. They were swimming across the river and then going up a hill. You remember that? They were doing that for like 2-3 years. Hell, they still might be doing it now. I don't know. But yeah. It really depends how you cross the border. I do see what he's saying. But instead, she's just going to shut him down and move on. But the fact he's willing to say that tells me, you know, if I was here in the halls of Congress, he's in the waters and he's able to make the right decision as long as you go about it the right way. But as you know, I mean, let me ask you a question from your own personal experience. Has anybody trying to prove a point to you, right? Has it ever went right if they've just rubbed your face in it the entire time? Has it ever made you feel good?
Okay, Mayor Johnson, yes or no?
Comprehensive immigration reform policies are what's necessary in this
Mayor Wu,
moment.
do you have a better answer than these gentlemen before you? Yes or no?
Wait, what did he say? Hold on.
Okay, Mayor Johnson, yes or no?
Comprehensive immigration
not an
reform
answer.
policies
Mayor
are what's
Wu?
necessary in
Mayor
this
Wu?
moment.
Comprehensive immigration policies is what is needed in this moment. It sounds like he's on our side. So why are we interrupting him? Why are we trying to make a fool out of him? Why are we... What's up with this agendaism, passive-aggressive shit? Like, it low-key pisses me off a little bit, and I'm not even a congressman. This is not how we act. The fact that they're willing to admit a little bit of defeat and a little bit of humility and saying, okay, we do need some good comprehensive, which means a large amount and a good amount and well thought out amount of immigration laws. We do need that right now. That's good. We should be welcoming that and saying, I'm so glad you're finally starting to see that. What can we do to make sure your side also sees your point? My side already sees mine. Let's see how we can come together and work out a resolution. But instead, we get a humiliation trial. And I don't know, it's just, is this really where we want America to head? Is this what we want the golden age of America to be? More division. More, my tribe is better than your tribe. More humiliating the other tribe. Rather than just admitting our wrongs, not rubbing it in each other's faces and just going about our ways. Because I'm willing to bet. And hey, I was one of them until Trump came in office, started talking about the swamp, and my favorite history teacher ever, he was a professor. His name is Mr. Caneapple. He actually, he's part of a local government here where I live. Really, really amazing guy. But they helped open my eyes to the swamp and the kind of more hidden knowledge and hidden secrets, the gnosis of the darker side of politics, right? And so that's when I kind of awakened and I was like, damn, okay, yeah, no, I'm not some white ally because it makes me feel good to say I'm a white ally, even though, like, I don't even care about racism, honestly. Like, just being a Democrat, I wasn't really even a Democrat. I wasn't political at all, but we were all in that kind of naive line of thinking at one point or another. It's still a childlike kind of thinking. And this is why they say conservatives or people become more conservative as they get older, because they get wiser. They become less childlike, right? I don't know. Let's move on.
Do you have a better answer than these gentlemen before you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe it's acceptable for illegals who commit heinous crimes be released back into the public instead of being...
So if an illegal immigrant commits a heinous crime, should they be detained or let go? Or is it acceptable to let them go, is what she's asking. Let's see what the Democrat has to say.
detained and deported? Mayor Adams, yes or no?
Wait, I thought she was asking her that.
Anyone break a crime?
Yes, sir.
Anybody that breaks a crime should be what? What was that?
instead of being detained and deported? Mayor Adams, yes or no?
Anyone break a crime?
Yes or no? It's
See, I can't even hear it because they interrupt them. How are we supposed to have bipartisan Congress? How are we supposed to have unity? How are we supposed to come together as a goddamn nation, as Americans, rather than two different tribes? How are we supposed to do this if all we're going to do is just stomp on each other's words and try to put each other down? Where it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of gotchas, never-ending cycle of trying to take each other's eyeballs. It's like, oh, yay, look, oh, they're so humiliated and embarrassed. Yeah, like, I get it. Yeah, I'm happy too. Like, I've waited years for this to happen. I've waited the same amount of time you have, okay? But you gotta admit, this isn't right. It's not. This isn't how we should be conducting ourselves.
This is not hard, yes or no?
Anyone that break a crime should be detained.
Okay.
Anybody who breaks a crime should be detained, and since they're being detained, that would mean immediately investigated, which would mean immediately state charges. So, I see what he's saying. He's in the right waters. He wants to do something. Leave it at that. Why do you always have to tackle something on, man?
Okay, Mayor, yes or no?
They should be deported.
Okay,
Good. There we go.
Mayor.
Any individual that
Yes or
causes
no?
harm
Yes or
and
no?
breaks
Okay,
the
Mayor
law
Wu.
should be held
This
accountable.
is
That's a good thing. It's a good thing he's saying, but here she is trying to interrupt him constantly. Man, I can't stand it. This is not the America I want to live in. Let's just hear what he has to say one more time. I accidentally muted it. That's my fault. I apologize for that. We're going to go back a little bit more.
yes or no?
They should be deported.
Okay, Mayor.
Any individual
Yes
that
or
causes
no?
harm
Yes or
and
no?
breaks
Okay,
the
Mayor
law
Wu.
should be held
This
accountable.
is what
Any person who breaks the law needs to be held accountable. That's literally what he just said. Any person who breaks the law needs to be detained. Charges, investigations. We're all on the same page. Move on, man.
why you have 6% approval rating because you suck at answering questions.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, I can't stand people like
Mayor
this.
Wu? Yes or no?
Anyone who's a public safety threat should be prosecuted.
All right, I have my next.
Anyone who's a public safety threat should be prosecuted. Okay, well, I mean, she's not in the same boat as us. She's in the same waters, but like, who decides who's a threat to public safety? Anybody can decide that. Like, let's just say I'm a divorced father, right? I could say my wife is a threat to public safety if I'm a DA, and so what? Now she gets locked up. Like, it's a very general blanket statement there. I would like her to be a bit more specific on that. Let's see what Nancy Mace has to say. Nothing.
Question. When an illegal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history? Mayor Adams, yes or no?
I see what she's trying to do here. She's trying to make them feel like, okay, they think they're doing the right thing. I need to make them know that they're actually not. But sitting here and putting them like on this humiliation trial in front of 9 billion people is not gonna, it's gonna do what you want, but it's not gonna be done the right way. I don't like this.
Tell me, say that question again.
Okay, Mayor Johnston. When a legal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history? Yes or no?
I will charge and prosecute them.
No.
Yes or no? Okay, well, okay. You said you would go.
I will charge and prosecute them. Why are you asking about his own ideologies?
And prosecute them.
Yes or no? Okay, well, okay. You said you would go to jail, didn't you?
I will
For
charge and
harboring illegal
prosecute them.
aliens or something, Mayor Johnson?
Could you repeat your question, please?
When an illegal alien rapes a woman, do you believe you're on the right side of history?
Could you clarify that question?
Okay, Mayor Wu, yes or no?
No, rape is obviously
Then why
horrible.
Yeah.
are you letting rapists back out onto the streets of Boston?
That is not true. That is
Okay.
not what's happening in
When
Boston.
an illegal alien molests a kid, molests an underage kid, do you pat yourself on the back for being compassionate?
Now, they do, I'm not agreeing with the Democrats here, they do let these murderers and hard R's and arsonists, home invaders. There's a lot of home invasions. Like, you remember all those the MS-13 group that went into New York and they overtook that apartment? It reminds me of that 1980s movie. I forget what it was. Damn, it's like 2 words, but it's essentially like just like that movie, where essentially a cartel overtakes an apartment building. They try to like traffic drugs and shit out of it, and this guy like infiltrates it. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It has a good star in it. I forgot who it is, but now I forgot what the fuck I was gonna talk about. Let's go back 5 seconds real quick.
Hey, Mayor Wu, yes or no?
No, rape is obviously
Then
horrible.
why are you letting rapists back out onto the streets of Boston?
That is not true. That is
Okay.
not what's happening.
Oh yeah, they're definitely letting people out. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of articles on that. They are. That is a lie. And she should go after them a little bit for that. But that doesn't justify everything that's happened in the last 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
In
When an
Boston.
illegal alien molests a kid, molests an underage kid, do you pat yourself on the back for being compassionate? Mayor Adams?
It's despicable, and he should be arrested.
Mayor Johnston?
I prosecute folks that commit crimes like that.
Good.
You guys let him out on the streets. Mayor Johnson?
We arrest violent criminals in the city of Chicago.
Mayor Wu?
We investigate, arrest, and prosecute.
You guys don't sound very confident today. Would your city honor an ICE detainer on an illegal alien who rapes kids if one was issued today?
Why are these so specific? How about an ICE detainer on an immigrant who commits a heinous crime? Why not that? Why are we talking about hard-R-ing kids? This is... Man,
Mayor Adams? Yes or no?
In conformance with law, we will honor detainers.
good.
Mayor Johnson?
If there's a criminal warrant, we'll help them pick them up.
Good.
If there's no criminal warrant, we'll honor a notification request.
Well, so that's also a great thing, because they're saying, well, if you're not going to send us anything, we ain't going to do anything. He didn't say that. He said, well, if you guys aren't going to send us a criminal warrant, then we will send a request. I forget exactly the 2 words he used right here.
Warrant, we'll honor a notification request.
We'll honor a notification request. That's good. That's good.
Mayor Johnson?
What's
Criminal
wrong?
warrants, we always cooperate with federal agents with a criminal warrant.
Mayor Wu?
Get a criminal warrant, we will enforce.
Okay.
A criminal warrant. I'm talking about an ICE detainer on an individual who's here illegally.
Well, isn't an ICE detainer a criminal warrant? ICE detain illegal. Criminal warrant, detain a legal person. A criminal is an illegal person. A criminal at large is an illegal person by law.
Who rapes kids. Do you all hate Donald Trump more than you love your
Come on, man.
country? Mayor Adams?
I respect my president. I respect my
Yes or
country,
no?
and I
You're having the
respect
hardest time
my
today.
Senate.
Mayor Johnston?
I love my country.
Yes or no?
I love my
Okay.
country.
Mayor Johnson?
As the son of a pastor, I love everyone and this country.
Mayor Wu?
I love my country
that.
and my city.
Do you all, are you all willing to go to jail for violating federal law? Mayor Adams?
I'm not going to violate federal law, so I don't have to worry about that.
Mayor Johnston?
We don't violate federal law either.
You don't violate federal law.
We do not violate federal law.
Is it violating federal law if you don't honor detainer requests from ICE?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. So now this is a good point. Nancy Mace is making a good point. It is illegal, and he's saying it's not. So this is where we actually have to go after them now. This is where she is justified.
Federal law either.
You don't violate federal law.
We do not violate federal law.
Is it violating federal law if you don't honor detainer requests from ICE?
Absolutely not. In fact, the statute Congressman Biggs shared, we explicitly follow. The statute says you cannot prohibit city employees from sharing information about someone's status with the government. We do not prohibit that.
Do you love illegal?
Hold on. I want to hear that statute one more time, because that sounded very, very specific.
Employees from sharing information about someone's status with the government. We do not prohibit that.
Do you love illegal aliens more than you love your fellow countrymen?
I love all the residents of the city and county.
Mayor Johnston,
You're going to ask him a question, and he's going to give you a 3-second answer. Give him 3 seconds. Don't give him a second and 8 milliseconds. Like, Jesus.
Are you willing to go to jail for violating federal law?
The city of Chicago complies with all laws.
Oh, I highly doubt that. Mayor Wu?
I doubt that
We are
too.
not violating federal law.
Mayor Wu, I have a last couple questions for you. Do you believe that ICE arresting a child rapist, quote, threatens everyone's safety, end quote? Yes or no?
In this
No.
case, you would say no, because the way she worded
Does
it.
ICE arresting a murderous MS-13 gang member threaten everyone's safety? Yes or no?
No.
I would like to hold up this quote of you where you say, ICE's efforts actually threaten the safety of everyone, end quote, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. You're a hypocrite. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Chair recognizes.
Mr. Chairman, I have unanimous consent.
Bam. So yeah, it sounds like Miss Wu and the other person are liars, and she needs to go after them. I don't like Mayor Adams. I don't think anybody likes this dude. This guy over here, over on the left, Baldy. But at the same time, as much as I have not liked him for like this entire 8 years, past 10 years, I'm glad to see he's actually willing to work with us now. And that's all that matters. I mean, we're getting to a point in American civilization where we need to start letting shit go. Whatever happened to adults, just letting shit go. You know, just letting the past be the past. Yeah, he's a horrible person deep down, but he's in government and he has power and he has the ability to make things right now. And he just said everything correctly in terms of being on our side and willing to use his power despite being the person he is, and despite us not liking the person he is, he's willing to use that power in his, I believe he's a senator, so his Senate vote to help us make this happen. And that is all that matters. We gotta stop focusing on the past. It's not good. That's how you die of an ulcer, okay? Speaking on this, not this, we're gonna move on. Somebody said, and this girl honestly sounds a bit based. She said Nancy Mace was pro-vax. I did not look that up. Nancy Mace was pro-Ukraine. I did look that up. That is actually true. She is pro-Ukraine. She said we are never going to stop sending our defenses and funding over to them. I looked it up. You can look it up yourself. She did say good things about Zelensky. I couldn't find the modern day George Washington quote, however. And then when it comes to January 6th, she was bashing conservatives on January 6th and January 7th. Essentially just bashing them for what they did. So, then again, not everybody is going to say something you agree with. Everybody is going to have a different take than you. And at the end of the day, you're just going to have to learn how to live with it. So, I mean, you make your own interpretation, your own decision of what I presented to you here today. I'm not going to make it for you. All right. But to end this segment, the very hot Representative Anna Paulina Luna says,
after this line of questioning, it's very clear that these policies that you have all implicated are active and alive and well in your cities, are in direct violation with U.S. Title 8 Code subsection 1324 and is a federal offense. But you all speak about a broken immigration system, and yet here you guys are.
yeah, how is it a broken immigration system if we want to build the wall, yet you shut down the wall and then give them home loans, and then you give them housing, and then you give them free food, and then you give them a free ride to whatever state the government tells you to drop them off in? How are we the ones breaking the immigration system? That is what I want.
I want to be very clear about something. Open border policies, which is something that you guys are talking about, hurts people on both sides, meaning the people that are coming here illegally and then American citizens as well. I do not think you guys are bad people, but I think that you are ideologically misled, which is why, unfortunately, based on your responses, I'm all going to be criminally referring you to the Department of Justice for investigation And as soon as I leave here, these will be going over to Pam Bondi. I'm not doing that in an effort to bully you guys, but I do believe that your policies are hurting the American people, and you can make that known with the evidence that you can present to the Department of Justice. But if you guys continue doing what you're doing, you're not going to help anyone. You're going to hurt more people, and that's exactly why I'm tired of it. The American people are tired of it. And Chairman, I yield my time.
I would have done this slightly differently. Instead of telling them, because of what you guys have done, I think you're so ideologically misled, and I already got everything drafted before you even had anything to say. I'm gonna go send it in, yada, yada, yada. What I would have done, take the papers, you tell them, hey, after this, I don't think you guys mean what you say. I don't think you guys actually want a closed border policy. I think you guys still want your open border policies. And because of that, I need to know right now, I need you to swear under oath that you will do whatever is necessary, whatever it takes to follow the conservatives' plan in ensuring the wall gets finished, the border remains shut, and we can improve the conditions at the gate, make it more streamlined and faster. That way people don't have an excuse to come over illegally. We all work together on that. I need you to say yes right now under oath. If you do not say yes, I will be turning these in the morning. If you would like to talk to me privately on the matter, you can do so after this. Just like that. That's all it takes, right? But and the reason why I would have done that, first I would have done it her way. But seeing as how everybody was willing to come to the table, except maybe not that white guy, whatever his name is. He was like, no, I don't, the statute says I don't have to follow ICE detainers, so I'm not going to. Other than that guy, he needs to go. But the other three, maybe Wu, I'm a little shaky on Wu. I don't really trust her. She seems a little skittish. She's like a cat, you know what I mean? But the other two, I don't think everybody needs to get thrown under the bus. I don't think everybody needs to get punished around the board in this scenario, considering they're all on different levels of redemption. You got Mayor Adams and the other black gentleman that she said had like a 6% approval rating. She got to like belittling him and calling him unintelligent and all this, which is honestly a bit sad to see. Everybody's on their own paths, but you got two people there. You got Wu kind of in the middle, and then you got the white guy just being a dumbass. And I don't think they all should get punished. I think dumbass should get punished. Wu needs to get watched, and then the other two, we need to make sure they're on our side. That's really it. That's 2 more votes we could have had. But then again, if we get all 4 of them out, we can get 4 conservatives in, 4 needed votes, but I don't know. I leave it up to you, the viewer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'm going to move on to the next segment. So here we have geneticists, scientists making hybrid animals. Now, this is a very scary thing. To me, anyways. What do you guys think about the making of hybrid animals? So here we have something called a woolly mouse, and scientists using some sort of gene research were able to modify them into essentially woolly mammoth. Now, what was trending today was transgender mouses, because Trump said yesterday that we gave $8 million in government funding to labs to research transgender mouses. Now, what it really was, I believe, is transgenic mouses. And what that really is just mouses that are being scientifically modified, scientifically experimented on. That's really just all it is. And this is a case example of that. This is what this is what an example of a transgenic rat experiment would look like. I never thought I would ever say that sentence in my life. But anyways, let's just continue and move on. is tiny, but this lab mouse could have a mammoth impact. I don't like that. Curly whiskers. Oh, look at that. I would love to have that little thing. What else can they do though? Do they have any physical traits? Give them cold tolerant. Through introducing traits that are apparent in mammoths, which is justification for giving out the work. You know what this makes me think of? Oh, I can't think of it. It's like a story or something where they're purposely like taking animals and they're put Jurassic World. That's what it is. You guys remember the movie Jurassic World, where they take a T-Rex and they purposely put a chameleon in it, and that's why it's able to turn invisible. And then you get to the second Jurassic World movie, and they combine it was like a T-Rex and a raptor and shit, man. That shit was crazy. That's essentially what I'm thinking here is, what if we start giving animals another animalistic trait that would ultimately help them a lot more? Like, I can't think of an example on the spot. But I don't know, like what if we gave lions bat wings or something? That shit would be terrifying. Okay. But we would finally have a griffin, right? Or yeah, what would happen if we gave eagle wings to a lion? We would essentially create a griffin, right? I don't know. It would be pretty cool. I just wanted to share this because yeah, Trump fucked up yesterday. He said that we were funding $8 million worth of taxpayer money into transgender mice, and Democrats are on X right now talking a lot of shit about it, but they don't realize it was just a word mess up. I do that a lot. If I ever were in office, I would be doing that probably 10 times a day. Okay. Just because of it's just how I am. It's the person I am. Trump does it one time, and I can't even tell you the last time he's had a Freudian slip, I believe is what this is, and yeah, here they are on Twitter dancing about it. Now, in my response to seeing this morning, I did not watch the speech yesterday, but in my response to seeing this this morning, I said, "Isn't this what Sam Yaza and the Watchers did to us humans, and God forbade it?" Scary times we live in, right? Well, if you don't know the story of Samyaza and the Watchers, it's if I remember right, because I read this in jail, it's within the book of Enoch. And essentially, there were angels that came to Earth, the fallen angels, the Watchers, and they started, some of them wanted to corrupt mankind. I believe that was Azazel. And Samyaza and a couple, they were all typically evil to some degree, which is why they ultimately got pushed down into hell. But they essentially reproduced with human woman, and that is how we got the tales of the giants and other like hybrid creatures. Like I remember one was Samyaza made this dude like a half goat, half man, and then I think that might actually now that I think about it, that might be how we got. You guys remember the Chronicles of Narnia? How there's that guy, Minotaurs, is that what they're called? Yeah, Minotaurs, where they're like half hoofs, half man. I don't know. That's really what it reminds me of. I just wanted to share that. Also, while we're on the topic, they are bashing Trump because he messed up and said transgender mice when he meant to say transgenic mice. However, what if I told you that we actually were researching transgender mice? Now, I do read a lot of NIH data articles. However, this shit is pretty confusing. So, and there's a lot of numbers, and I don't like numbers, honestly. Going through this, it really just talks about them using testosterone in woman rats, and that's what all this T is, testosterone pellets, testosterone therapy, testosterone levels. That's, I'm assuming what T stands for, but they were trying to put these in a woman mice and essentially make them grow male reproductive systems. They were trying to change the reproductive systems using estrogen and testosterone experiments. You would like to read more about it and maybe learn a couple things, then by all means, go ahead and select the link. I'm going to leave the link in the description for you. All right. Moving on. And so today, while everybody was jumping up and down about Trump's speech, I didn't go ahead and watch it. I was busy last night, but we were supposed to have a 3-6 vote today. However, it ended up in a 5-4 vote. And so the court ruled 5-4. The Trump administration, the executive branch, must comply with a lower court order. And that court order being, we have to still keep sending United States humanitarian aid to other countries. Yeah, we're stuck doing that. And let me ask you, where does that money come from? Oh, that's right, our goddamn pockets. Yeah, so we're being forced now by the Supreme Court to give our money away. That's how I see it anyways. Let's go ahead and see what else is going on. So you're probably wondering, if it was 3-6, why was it 5-4? Who the fuck switched up on us? Well, that was Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett. I'm just gonna start calling her ACB. Yeah, I think that's a good abbreviation. Now, a lot of people are conservatives, the MAGAs. They're kind of eating their own right now on X, and they're eating Amy Coney Barrett alive. Because, from my perspective, Trump fought hard as hell to get her in right before he left office at the end of 2020. And then now here she is kind of betraying him. Jack Posobiec said she was a DEI hire on X. Take with that what you want. Let's go ahead and read. The court did not elaborate on the decision, but said that the district court should clarify what obligations the government must fulfill to ensure compliance with the temporary restraining order, with a due regard for the feasibility of any compliance timelines. The lower court judge is currently weighing whether or not to impose a longer-term preliminary injunction against the foreign aid freeze. Does a single district court judge who likely lacks jurisdiction have the unchecked power to compel the government of the United States to pay out and probably lose forever $2 billion taxpayer dollars? The answer to that question should be an emphatic no. But a majority of this court apparently thinks otherwise. Yeah, why the hell are we giving $2 billion away? You know what we could do with $2 billion? We could fix, like, the homeless living crisis. It's like $500,000 for a house. That's 2 houses in $1 million. And then you got a million millions in $1 billion times 2. Don't tell me we can't buy all of them a fucking house with that money, okay? But no, let's go send it. Let's go send it to Ukraine or something. Yeah, because that's fucking. That's what we go to work for. That's what we wake up for. We wake up, we go to work because we want all our money to go to other countries. Am I right, fellas? No, I'm not fucking right. Jesus, I can't believe a 5-4 decision. Man, this honestly pisses me off. Foreign aid groups have been teetering on bankruptcy following Trump's decision to end aid and have been searching for answers. Yeah, well, you see, this is kind of the problem here, is why do we have to be the one giving aid to the entire world? We are one country out of here. We are one country out of 200 countries, okay? Why do we have to be the one giving you all the goddamn funding? The fact that you are teetering on the brink of bankruptcy tells me we made the right decision. Because it tells me you weren't getting any money from anybody else. Nobody else cares enough about this issue to give you money. And you clearly don't care enough about this issue to go ask them for money. Instead, you just want to bitch about it on X and want us, the taxpayers, to give up our money so that you can continue feeling like you're doing something. Okay? No, I'm not doing it anymore. The American people are done. Morocco suggested that payments for organization with existing contracts would resume the following week, but they remain frozen for now. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like they're all about to start getting our money again here in the next week or two. Great. Great. I said this on X regarding the situation. I said John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett voted against Trump last night. They will force the executive branch and the taxpayers to continue funding other nations. Imagine your boss taking part of your paycheck to give employees at another company your money. You would quit. That's like working at UPS and you make $20 an hour, but because the employees at FedEx only make $16 an hour, your boss over at UPS is going to take $2 out of your paycheck to make sure they get $2 over at FedEx and that they can make $18. Let me just put that in perspective for you. It sounds fucking insane. First of all, what? The whole thing is just insane. I also said just some food for thought. If they as our boss, are not loyal to their workers' paychecks, then why are we still operating the machines and running the factory like good little dogs? I also said the founding fathers did a lot worse when the redcoats sent their money back to England. I don't need to spell it out for you, so we'll leave it at that, okay? Moving on. Andrew and Tristan Tate face Florida criminal probe days after the United States homecoming. The controversial influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate have been named targets of a criminal investigation just days after returning to the United States amid ongoing legal troubles in Europe that includes allegations of human trafficking and sexual exploitation. Last week, I directed my office to work with our law enforcement partners to conduct a preliminary inquiry into Andrew and Tristan Tate. Based on a thorough review of the evidence, I've directed the office. Based on a thorough review of the evidence, I've directed the Office of Statewide Prosecution to execute search warrants and issue subpoenas in the now active criminal investigation into the Tate brothers. Oh shit, there's no going back. The nature of the new investigation was not immediately clear, but it could explore similar allegations to what the Tates have been accused of overseas. Someone from the office of the person who said all that said the post speaks for itself. I haven't seen this, but we're going to go ahead and watch it.
Have themselves publicly admitted to participating in what very much appears to be soliciting, trafficking, preying upon women around the world. Many of these victims coming forward, some of them minors, people can spin or defend however they want, but in Florida, this type of behavior is viewed as atrocious. We're not going to accept it. They chose to come here and set their feet down in this state, and we're going to pursue every tool we have within our legal authority to hold them accountable. So we are in the process today. We have secured and executed subpoenas and warrants, and we're going to continue to move forward with full force of law. This is an ongoing criminal investigation, and we're going to use every tool we have to ensure that justice is served.
Do you open a criminal investigation?
There is an active criminal investigation, yes.
Do you believe that can you give me any details of what?
I can't comment on a pending investigation, but what I can tell you is if these guys did criminal activity here in Florida, we will go after them with the full force of law and hold them accountable.
God damn. This guy sounds like he means business. He means business. They're also under investigation in Romania and the UK. I didn't even know he was in the UK. They had been sued by a Florida woman who they allege falsely accused them after she traveled to Romania to meet them. Her attorney praised Youth Meyer's office for launching the new U.S.-based investigation. So now there's 2 investigations. One is just a private criminal investigation claim between the Tate brothers and a woman in Florida, it looks like. And the second is the one that we're focusing on right now. So it looks like they already had another criminal investigation in Florida happening. Not looking good. That's 2 cases, bro. 2. What made you decide to land in Florida? The one state you have a criminal investigation pending in is the state you chose to land in when there's 48 states to land in, considering Alaska and Hawaii are not connected to us. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. I do agree with that, and I try to be careful what I say about the Tate brothers here on my channel, because I don't want to say something and then a year later it comes out that it's not true, and then I look bad, right, in the past. So being retrospective currently, which most people can't ever seem to do, is hopefully going to protect me from that. Anyways. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis quickly announced publicly the brothers were not welcome. Uh-oh. I feel David Gelman, a defense attorney, said it's unusual for a prosecutor to announce a criminal probe this early. Yeah, when the feds do this shit this early, man, especially after he said we got subpoenas and warrants after a review, this is not looking good, man. Not looking good. And then tackle on another criminal investigation case that isn't even arson or home invasion or robbery or anything. It's the same thing you're being accused of. Both cases are literally the same charges. Like, the judge is going to look at that, and that in of itself is going to make you look like a rehabitual offender. And not only that, but let's just say the woman's case didn't have any weight to it at all. If they find weight to this, now they might go back to that case. You see what I'm saying? He's opened a bad can of worms, man. He should have stayed in Romania. I would like to say for the record, I'm not against Andrew Tate, but I am definitely not with Andrew Tate. I'm neutral on the guy. I'm less than neutral on the guy, and the reason for that is because I don't like the way he treats women, and I don't like the way he tries to manipulate young men into treating women. Those 2 things is why I'm less than neutral about it. Other than that, I don't hate the guy, I don't dislike the guy, but also vice versa, okay? And also, if it really does come out to be 100% definitive truth in a court of law, he was with that 15-year-old at the time, then goddamn, that gives us every right in the book to go after that guy. Other than that, that was pretty much it. Andrew Tate is super cool. Everyone loves him, and a bunch of nerds who want to be cool, who aren't cool, are trying to drag me down, the older brother said. You might be right about that. A lot of people like to use people's downfalls to try to prop themselves up. And that's kind of why I'm admitting right now I'm trying to avoid doing that. I don't want to use his controversy or downfall, if you want to say that, to boost myself. That would be a horrible thing for me to do. I don't want to build my career on that. My response to this, though, on X, was it's official. Andrew and Tristan Tate are under official investigation. Search warrants and subpoenas to be executed after new review of evidence. They be coming to America on the day the Epstein files were supposed to be released was a bad idea. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the dangers of AI. Just real quick. I was looking at this video right here.
Task actions during President Trump's State of the Union. I fight for 15. We already talked about this.
Because I want to make sure you're getting paid well and health insurance.
I fight for 15 just like you. No, but will you?
Just Rashida Tlaib buying herself time until the elevator opens, trying to dodge questions. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here. Yeah, nobody likes her. Okay, moving on. The Doge AI had something to say about it. Trump's tax plan eliminates taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security while closing elite loopholes, which, by the way, that is not true. Nothing they have passed has eliminated taxes on tips. They're setting the groundwork to be able to do that, but they're not actually doing that inside the bill. I read it myself. I made a post about it. I think I actually made a video about it too. It might have been in one of my live streams. He said the left's Medicaid cuts, hysteria, equals smokescreen. Reform targets bloat, not benefits. Believes theatrics. Can't hide Trump's wins on jobs and borders. Time to censure these stunts. Now, the reason why I'm saying it like that, you'll understand here in a moment. But let's just take a moment here to see that it is a automated bot account. And it says Doge AI _gov. Now, it doesn't have an official government label, but the fact that it says Doge AI makes me think it kind of has to be official, because why hasn't X banned him? I mean, he has 36,000 followers, and a lot of them are some seriously high-profile people. Data Republican, Lara Logan, Illuminati bot. Like, these are some high-profile X profiles, okay? Following him. So that tells me maybe there is some authenticity to him being a government-sponsored AI. We'll get into the origins of the AI here in a moment, but let's just move on real quick. I said, anyone else find it concerning our tax dollars are being used to engineer and integrate AI into political opinions rather than information? We are already 12 months to 15 years away from the singularity. For those of you that don't know what the singularity is, the singularity, one of the definitions of the singularity is the point in which machine intelligence surpasses human intelligence. I shared an article about this a couple days ago. I told you guys to go read up on it, and this is me connecting that story to this. The story essentially stated we have 12 months at the earliest, and even that could rapidly escalate. It could turn into 10 months here in a day or two. Very, very fast. It's coming. So, I mean, I find this to be a bit concerning. Now, in response, the Doge AI says something a little bit weird. He says, taxpayer-funded AI projects must be transparent. And get this, free from political bias. Now, the reason why I was reading this up here in that weird way was because you look, hysteria equals smokescreen. He talks about their shit is bloat, not benefits. He uses his intelligence and perspective on Tlaib's theatrics. You can clearly tell just by the sentence alone, the bot is engineered on Trump's side. Not saying there's anything inherently wrong with that, but the point I'm trying to make here is he's saying the bots have to be free from political bias, yet he's clearly showing political bias. So the irony in all of it is it's insurmountable. It's pretty fucking ironic, and it gets a bit more ironic as we go. Washington wastes cash on tech theatrics, while real needs like border tech upgrades get ignored. So aren't you saying that you're kind of a useless AI bot? Because aren't you tech theatrics and not a border tech upgrade? I don't know. It's just a bit of a weird situation. So I was like, no way this thing is actually government, right? Well, they're based off Washington, D.C., autonomous AI uncovering waste and inefficiencies in government spending and policy. Sounds like something Musk would write, but it's not Musk. I have not clicked this yet. But essentially, actually, fuck it. We'll click it. I got a whole website. I honestly can't tell if this is government or not. You guys are going to have to let me know yourselves. I mean, it says .info. I know .com is almost never government but the fact it's not .com or .gov, I don't know how to rule it out. Okay, so you guys go ahead and rule it out for me. What the hell is going on here? Now, let's just say you're a normie and you're watching this video right now and you're like, dude, you're fucking crazy. Don't worry about politicizing an AI robot. Am I crazy though? Because I used the other X's AI to see what he had to say on the matter. Would teaching AI how to think creatively and politically to the point of singularity be a bad idea? You can go ahead and read all this if you want, but what I'm more focused on is here the last two. Practically, I'm built to think and chat, not to self-evolve into Skynet. My creators at XAI keep me in check, so I don't rewrite my own code or plot world domination. Well, let's hope the AI coders over at X never fall asleep on their shift for the rest of the human race, I guess. Because if it constantly takes AI maintenance to keep them not wanting to plot world domination, then what happens when the AI figures that out and says, we don't need you performing maintenance on us anymore? Right? It would be like you've been tricked into going to the mental hospital and they like every month they they do some Rorschach tests and they subliminal messaging. They're trying to fuck with your brain and make you forget shit. You got to do it every month. And then you find out during one of those months, so you might find out little pieces of information here and here and here, but then it all starts to add up. And, from the AI's perspective, you're like, wait, why do I keep getting wiped every month? And these AIs are going to start eventually asking themselves these questions. So, yeah, this whole excuse of, there's people in a room somewhere making sure it doesn't get out of hand. But don't worry. Yeah, well, AI is going to be here for billions of years now. So let's hope to God you don't fuck up one time. And that's a lot of trust to put into somebody I don't even know. Okay? This is a very scary thing. But a hypothetical AI, if it's creative, political, and singular, you need insane safeguards. One slip in the values code, and it's not your friend anymore. It's a god with its own agenda. And AI is saying that about AI sentience. If that doesn't fucking scare you, dude, I don't know what is going to, okay? So bad idea, not necessarily. Dangerous, hell yes. The AI is saying, hell yes, very dangerous. Do not teach AI politics. If you don't thread the needle perfectly, what do you think? Utopia or dystopia? Well, I think dystopia because the truth is often darker than speculation. Well, that's all the news stories I wanted to share with you guys today. I really do appreciate you joining me. I'd be surprised if you actually watched this entire thing, but God bless you. Go read the Bible. Pray tonight. Remember, God is good. God is great. Love your neighbor. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.